All right. Good morning or good afternoon to everyone. This is Una Daly from the Community College Consortium for OER. And thank you for joining us today for our all members semi-annual meeting. As I think some of you who've been with us for a while, you know we have all members meetings at least twice a year to talk about where we've been, future plans, a chance for you to hear from our executive council and a chance for us to hear from you about what's important to you and what's happening. And I want to thank everyone for sending us those updates. And as you know, my president is Quill West, and she'll be speaking a little later. She's always a very creative person, and she suggested that we sprinkle the updates throughout the meeting slides. So we're going to do that. We're probably not going to ask you to speak directly to those slides. We'll share them at this point, and I apologize for that, but simply we have about 25 slides that were, 25 updates that were sent to us. We won't have time within the 1 hour that we have here. I'm going to ask you, for those of you who aren't speaking, if you would mute yourself. And you can simply go down to the control panel on the bottom and click on mute, the little microphone. And if you toggle that, because otherwise we're going to be picking up that background noise during the recording. Thank you. All right, well, let's get started. So here is our agenda. I think we sent this out, so there shouldn't be anything unexpected here. We definitely will have time at the end for questions, and you know, we're always available for questions over email, or we're happy to get on the phone with you when you have questions, concerns, or things that we can help you out with. So I want to do a very quick introduction of both my staff and my executive council. So I'm going to start with my executive council. Quill West, of course, is the CCCOER president. She's coming up on her 3rd year anniversary of being our president, and we're so happy to have her. She's also at Pierce College. That's her day job, where she is the Open Education Project Manager. And next up on the other side is Cynthia Alexander, who is a faculty member and a distance ed coordinator at Cerritos College in California. And she helps out with our email coordination. On the other side of Quill is Regina Gong. She is our VP of Professional Development, and we're very happy to have her doing that this year. And her day job is at Lansing Community College, where she is the OER project manager and also a library manager. So next up, I'm just moving down my line here. I've got Kiri Dolly, who is a librarian at Lord Fairfax Community College, works on the Knowledge to Work project there, a real innovative TACT grant sponsored project. And she is the VP of our website and manages our guest blogs and our conferences, our conference site to let you know about open ed conferences that are coming up over the next year or so. Next up is Dr. Preston Davis. He is our VP of Policies and Partnerships and a longtime executive council member. He's also has a day job at Northern Virginia Community College, where he's the Director of Instructional Services for the Extended Learning Institute. And our last executive council member is Dr. Lisa Young, and I'm not sure if Lisa is joining us today, but she is VP of Outreach for us this year and has held other positions on our executive council. She also has a very busy day job at Scottsdale Community College, where she's the faculty director of the Center for Teaching and Learning. She's also the tri-chair of the Maricopa Millions Project, and I believe she has a few other things she does. And finally, I want to introduce my staff, Liz Yada. She is our part-time support specialist this year, which she helps us out with so many things, and including some of the wonderful slides. She corresponds with our members, and so I'm just thrilled to have her joining us this year and online today. All right, a couple of important people who are continuing advisors, former executive council folks, and founders of CCCOER. James Glappa-Grossklag was our past president for the first 4 years. While we were at the Open Education Consortium, he is Dean of College of the Canyons. Dr. Barbara Alowski was one of the founders of CCCOER. She's the Chief Academic Affairs Officer at the OEI in California. Which is the Online Education Initiative. And they continue to be amazing advisors for us and have both served on our parent board. Oh, I'm glad to see that James has been able to join us. So now I want to welcome our new members from the summer and fall of 2017. And if they have a microphone and they're willing, I'm going to ask them just to give us a little 30-second, maybe up to a minute pitch about who they are, their institution, why they joined CCCOER, what they're hoping to accomplish around open education. And, the entire year of 2017, we actually had 20 new members. So, and a few of you didn't join us at our June meeting, so I may be repeating a few, but it's really exciting to see the growth around the country. So first off, I'm going to start with Mitchell College, and that's Meredith Moore. They're located in North Carolina. Meredith, would you like to say hello? For those of you who are going to say hello, and if you're using your computer audio, you're going to want to click on that mute icon that looks like a little microphone, and it will unmute you. Or if you're on the telephone, you can, so it looks like Meredith doesn't have microphone right now, but she is an instructional designer there at Mitchell College, and I know she's looking at some statewide grants to fund the OER work at Mitchell College, looking at some of their universities there in North Carolina to partner with. Next up is, and thank you, Meredith. Meredith shared here in the chat window, so you guys can read that. She's employed as an instructional designer located in Statesville, North Carolina. And they've joined CCCOER because it has developed a sense of community and a place to network. And we're very pleased to have you, Meredith and Mitchell College. Northwestern Michigan College is up next, and that's Tina Ulrich. Tina, are you with us today?
I am.
Would you like to?
Can you hear me? Okay.
We can.
Just want to say hello and really excited to be part of this group.
Wonderful. And we've been working with Tina for a long time prior to this. And so she joined the community this last year, and we're just thrilled about that. Next up is Mercer Community College in New Jersey. And they were our first college in New Jersey. And I'm wondering if they're online this morning. Okay, yeah, I think I'm not sure if they were able to register for that this morning, but we'll hear from them again at another time. And next up, I wanted to introduce Nikki Stubbs. She, Nikki, you're going to have to remind me, but I know you do a lot of the professional development for the Technical System of Georgia. So we had the Technical System of Georgia join us this last summer, and they represent 22 technical colleges in Georgia. Nikki? Would you like to say a few words?
Yes, good afternoon, everybody. So my name is Nikki Stubbs. I'm the Educational Technology Coordinator here in our system office, and we're based out of Atlanta. And we do provide leadership and guidance for 22 of our technical colleges across the system. And we actually had one college, Athens Tech, who was a prior member. But now we have joined at the system level so that all of our colleges can have an opportunity to gain insight and wisdom from the OER community. We're very excited. My main role is OER development and promotion here at the system office and throughout the colleges. So that's a lot of what I do.
Wonderful. Thanks so much for sharing that, Nikki. And we'd be happy to Quill and I to get on the phone with you and talk more about how we can help you out with that.
That would be wonderful because we have 22 and I am one person.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll definitely we'll set up some time. Wonderful. All right, next I'd like to introduce Allen Hancock College in California, who joined us this last summer. And Jessica, are you on the phone or microphone? And Jessica, I invited very recently, and she said she'd try and drop by. So it looks like perhaps she's might have to listen to the recording. Next up is Lucerne County Community College in Pennsylvania, and I believe that's Ann Saxton. Ann, are you with us today? All right, Ann may not have been able to join us. Lucerne was our second college in Pennsylvania, Bucks County Community College being our first one, and they joined us 2 years ago. Next up is Nicollet College in Wisconsin. Cindy Domica, are you online?
Yes, I am. Thank you for having me. I am the manager of Open and Instructional Resources here at Nicollet College, and I also oversee the bookstore. And I've been working about the last year on OER, and for a small school, we're doing exceptionally well, in my opinion. So I am excited to be here and learn from everybody.
Wonderful. Welcome, Cindy. And yes, we have an updated slide with some of the great work that you've been doing, and I agree, you guys are making a lot of progress.
All right, thank you very much.
Wonderful. Next up is SUNY, and I think, is Alexis online with us today? Alexis is the Executive Director of OER Services at SUNY, and she has been with us before. The SUNY system includes, well, I should let Alexis speak if she's here, but if she's not, they include both their state universities and their community colleges in a single system. And I think there's 64 institutions overall, and almost half of them are community colleges. Now, it looks like Alexis was unable to join us today, but we do have an updated slide from her later on. Next, I wanted to move to Tarrant County Community College in Texas. And we were going to, Austin, who is an instructional designer there, was hoping to join us today. Austin, are you online today? Okay, perhaps another person that will have to listen to the recording. Next up is Front Range Community College in Colorado, and we're just thrilled to have them. They're our first community college in Colorado. Annie Fox, are you online today? All right. I know Annie, I believe Annie was at our last big all members mixer, so many of you might have met her there, but Colorado is really taking off with OER, so it's really exciting to see that. Taft College in California. Dan Hall, are you able to join us today? Okay. Some people actually had meetings, or perhaps they're teaching. Union County College in New Jersey also joined us just this fall, and they are our second college in New Jersey. All right, looks like they're not. Southern New Hampshire University has joined CCCOER, which, we've been just starting to touch base with them. And even though they are not a community college, they feel that a lot of their student base looks very similar to ours at the community college. And they really feel like they would like to be part of this community. And we're very happy to have them. Next up is the University of Hawaii Community Colleges. And they are on 4 islands there in Hawaii. And I believe Wade Oshiro is here with us this morning.
Yes, I am. Thank you. Aloha, everyone. I want to thank Una and Liz and everyone here for the welcome to this community. We're very excited to be a part of it. We are on 4 islands. We've had some of you actually may know my colleague Sunny Pai. We've worked together since 2014 starting with 2 campuses, and this year we're expanding our OER initiative to all 7 campuses. We've received some funding from our system office, so there's a lot that we're very excited about this year. So thanks so much, and I appreciate the very active list that I'm now a part of.
Wonderful. Well, welcome, Wade. We're all excited. And James asked something in the chat window about Billy Meinke, who we've all known for a long time.
Yes, and we work very closely with Billy. Yeah.
Wonderful. And we're all excited to come visit you. So let us know when you can host us all.
Sure. Okay. We'll start planning.
All right, wonderful. All right, and last but not least is West Hills College in Lemoore, California. Ron Oxford or Kelsey, would you like to say hello?
Yeah, hi. I'm Ron Oxford, and I'm the librarian here at West Hills Community College in Central California. And Kelsey Smith is on with us as well. She's our OER adjunct librarian. So we're really excited to be a part of this. We've got a couple of degrees that we're working on, and we're working with the Chancellor's Office to help the other colleges with some of the work that they're doing as well. So again, I'm just really excited to be here. It's a good group to be a part of.
Yeah, thank you, Ron. And so Ron is a case in point, West Hills College Lemoore, of a college that is joining us that is really quite advanced. As he mentions, they are working on 2 OER degrees and have actually released one, which is their psychology degree. They're also providing technical assistance to other colleges within California. Yeah, so we have a lot to learn from them too. So it's wonderful to have them. Now we're just, as I mentioned, we intersperse these little note updates from you. And this one, of course, was from Matthew Bloom, and it was about the Maricopa Community College District there in Arizona. I think many of us know that they've saved their students $10 million now in 5 years, which is double what their original estimate was. And we are thrilled to have them as one of our members. And thank you, Matthew, for being here with us today. I wanted to just turn this over to Liz Yata, my assistant, for a moment here, who drew this beautiful map to tell us what it says about our membership.
Hi, everybody. So we recently had a lot of new members, including Hawaii, so I had to redraw the map. We currently have 65 members overall. 11 of those are statewide memberships, which are the red pins there, and a total of colleges in a total of 28 states.
Yeah, thank you, Liz. And so, in fact, because some of these systems are quite large, we have hundreds of colleges that we work with. California alone is 113. I mentioned SUNY and Georgia. Those are SUNY is 31 and Georgia's 22. So really hundreds of colleges that we touch, and many of our services, as you know, we make open to the entire community. Now, I just very quickly wanted to go through California's updates. There's a lot going on in California, and I'm going to zip through this because I want to get to the other parts of this meeting. But the California Community College Chancellor's Office launched a zero textbook cost degree program in 2017, and they awarded grants around developing CTC, as we call them, zero textbook cost degree programs. 20 more were launched in January of 2018. And so really exciting stuff happening there. And thank you, Stephanie Ricks-Alberts from the Chancellor's Office, who shared this with us. College of the Canyons, James Clapper-Grossklag, many of you know him from as a past president and a continuing advisor. They're doing amazing things as well. 14% of their class offerings are now OER, and they're working on 2 ZTZ pathways, and are also hosting a lot of statewide technical assistance offerings. So wonderful work there. Cerritos College in California, also another Southern California college, they had a mini conference in November, and they're working on their 1359 project, which is a state legislation requiring courses to be identified as OER and zero cost. Miracosta College is a new member this spring. And Jim, I'm not sure, I think we introduced you at a previous meeting. But they have just completed their first zero textbook cost degree in child development. And they had a wonderful event about a week ago with Nicole Finkbeiner of OpenStax. It was an all-day OER meeting at their college. So really wonderful things happening there. The Online Education Initiative in California, Barbara Alowski, our longtime member and leader, is the Chief Academic Affairs Officer there. They are a member of CCCOER. They have just produced 30 OER course shells for Canvas using 29 OpenStax texts. We had a webinar with her last October, I think it was. or maybe it was November. I'm sorry, I can't remember right now. They are in Canvas Commons. If you have any questions, let us know, and we'd be happy to help you out to find those shells, because they can be a wonderful way for faculty to get started. West Hills College, we just introduced Ron, and he shared with us a lot of this information. And now I want to turn this over to Preston Davis, who is our VP of Policy and Partnerships, to talk about what's happening out there in OER beyond our world.
Great, thank you, Una. So there's quite a few updates, and here are a few highlights that we wanted to share. And we certainly always, I think, enjoy when we have the opportunity to see what other folks find and post on our listserv and through the email list as well. But what we have are a list of a few highlights that we wanted to share. Student PIRGs released a report that investigated high textbook prices in common courses at schools across the country. And the report is entitled Open 101, an Action Plan for Affordable Textbooks. And it contains recommendations that can save students billions of dollars if it was enacted nationally in a group of high enrollment courses, and certainly is worth a read. And then Spark recently released an updated OER playbook with recommendations and strategies for how states can take ownership of the problem of high textbook costs. It's a great resource for introducing OER to state lawmakers and also for promoting OER to college and university executive leadership. Creative Commons has their OER State Legislative Guide, which is a comprehensive resource for state policymakers that are interested in tackling high cost of textbooks and improving student outcomes. The resource is available from the Creative Commons website, and it's really meant to provide policymakers and staff with a list of legislative texts that can help states get involved in OER. Open Oregon released 2 years and a big difference report, which shows highlights of results of a statewide initiative where materials costs have fallen over the past 2 years in 3 degree pathways that they have created that use no or low cost course materials. And the low cost degree pathway in Oregon offers potential savings of 75% over normal course degree pathway. And finally, I wanted to share about the Cape Town Declaration 10-year anniversary. The Cape Town Declaration was originally published in January of 2008. And in honor of the 10th-year anniversary, a group of open ed leaders took a look back over the last decade and identified 10 key directions to move open education forward. And they list those 10 ideas and recommendations on their website, capetowndeclaration.org. And there's also quite a discussion happening on Twitter if you follow the hashtag CPT10, the number 10. And I will put a link to these resources in the chat box so that anyone who is interested can go back and capture and take a look at some of these full resources.
Thank you so much, Preston. And we'll hear from Preston a little bit more later. All righty. Quill, do you want to introduce University of Hawaii and continue on?
I will. Thank you, Una. And thanks, Preston. I won't read this whole slide to you, but I want to celebrate the work that's happening at one of our new members, the University of Hawaii Community Colleges. They have saved students over $3 million in a year. That's or so far. That's amazing. And also, it looks like Una, our visit is canceled because isn't happening yet because the Open Textbook Network is going to visit, which is going to be an amazing professional development event. at the UHCC system. So they're making great progress at University of Hawaii Community Colleges. And welcome to our new members. I'm actually going to report on some of the things that we've done this year. And I want to point out before I keep going about the things that we did in fall. All of our events at CCCOER, the professional development we do, the webinars, and our focuses and any partnerships we seek is all driven by our membership. And a lot of the feedback we get, a lot of the decisions we make about what we're going to do in an upcoming year comes out of that semi-annual survey that we send, usually towards the beginning of summer. So when you get that, please participate. It helps us to decide what our next year is going to look like. So in fall, we did quite a bit. So we did our 6 regular webinars. And for those of you who were at Open Ed, we did our breakfast and panel, which was a really great event, just a chance to connect with everybody and say hello face to face for people who were at the Open Ed conference in November. We had a really nice kind of panel intro about marketing from Susan Higgins, and that was wonderful. And then we've started something new based on feedback from new members. We're doing a new member mixer. This was our first year of doing that in December. It was great to kind of do the OER myth-busting conversation led by members. Our blog is getting a lot more attention, and we're so excited. And I want to say thank you to Kiri Dolly for a lot of the work she's done between Kira and Carrie and Una and Liz. Our blog has a lot more life right now, and we've had posts, guest posts from people across the CCCOER community. And then, of course, we're continuing our focus on the Z degrees, the California ZTC degree project, and the OER degree initiative from ATD. And that's where a big chunk of our funding is coming from. More celebration of what our members have been doing and the work they've been doing. The College of Lake County in Illinois has more student advocacy going on, and we are excited to hear more about that. It's something that continually our members are interested in. So if you have suggestions for what we can do to drive student involvement in our initiatives, please share it. And it looks like they're going to do something fun for Open Ed Week, so I'm really excited about that. Go ahead, Una.
Thank you.
As I mentioned at the beginning, this is our 10th anniversary, or 10-year anniversary. CCCOER has been doing the work we do for 10 years. And as part of that, we're doing member retrospectives. So what that are retrospectives of people who have good memories or experiences with OER, CCCOER, and we would love if you would share one with us because we publish them. We try to put new ones on our website. Una, is that a monthly or bi-monthly thing?
It's every couple weeks.
Okay.
So we're due for a new one if somebody wants to do a retrospective, and there's a little bit.ly up at the top link where you can submit in your information.
Yeah, and we would love it. We like to hear these stories and read these stories. Okay, and let's also celebrate Ivy Tech's work. Wow, $1 million in one term. That's amazing to me. My college is not that big. And it looks like there's a lot of strategic planning going on there, which is wonderful to hear about. Okay.
Wonderful.
So our current and ongoing focus is currently the ZTC and OER degree initiatives and work there. OER and accessibility has been a long-term interest for us at CCCOER, and we're continuing to have discussions about that and how we can support it. Open practices or OER-enabled pedagogy is, of course, a big passion for community and technical colleges, so we will be continuing to focus there. So this is what our current and ongoing focus has been. We are, go ahead, Una. Oh, we're having another celebration. So, and we've got two together here. So Montgomery College and Maryland Online has done quite a bit. They, in December, had Cable Green and David Wiley. That had to be an involved and exciting thing to have. And it looks like they got 500 people to attend a session, which is amazing. And Montgomery College has been saving their students money. This is really great. And I want to learn more about their fellowship process, which will start in fall of 2018.
Wonderful. Wow.
Okay, yeah, I know that's a lot. And Harford Community College in Maryland, looks like they have a set of goals, which is exciting. And it looks like they're doing a grant initiative so people can apply for grants, which will be exciting. I like the ending of this slide where they talk about slow but steady progress. That's really sustainable to do it steady rather than doing it really fast. So that's great. And thank you for sharing.
Yes, thanks to Karen and Buddy for those updates from Maryland.
Yeah. Okay, so we, as we're looking at the next year and the remainder of this year, one of our emerging focus points is equity, diversity, and inclusion in OER. This kind of focus is coming from the larger community. It was really big at Open Ed in November. It's something that has showed up in our blog has been focusing on it recently. And in fact, if you would like to share a guest blog post about what you're doing around equity, diversity, inclusion at your institution, please get in touch. We would love to have that. But this is one of the new focuses that we're working on in the next year. Go ahead, Una. And celebration again with Northern Essex Community College. Oh, wow. So they've been selected as a finalist for the Bellwether Award. That's amazing. And they've saved Massachusetts community colleges more than $1.2 million. That's fantastic. And they're not with us today.
Yeah, I know they're so busy. Thanks to Jody and Sue for sharing that with us. And they also were the founders of the Northeast OER Summit, which started up about 3 years ago. So really exciting.
Yeah, it's a great. So it's a great model, by the way, of supporting a local initiative around bringing community colleges or colleges of all kinds together in our region to talk about OER. So this question is just one that I think I would love to have your feedback in the chat window. We're always looking for what interests our members so that we can bring you programming and outreach that supports the things you're interested in. So if you have another idea for something we should focus on in 2018, please add a comment to the chat window. We are following you. All right. Thank you very much, everybody, for your time. I'll come back later.
All right, we're going to let Regina, our professional development VP, talk about the Michigan colleges. Regina, are you there?
Yes, I am. Thank you, Una, and thank you, Quill. Okay, I have the pleasure of telling you about the wonderful things that are happening here in Michigan in terms of OER. So I'll start with Michigan Colleges Online. And our executive director, Rhonda Edwards, I believe, is here attending this webinar. Hi, Rhonda. MCO is actually overseeing and leading a statewide OER steering committee with representatives from all 28 community colleges in Michigan. And through her work, we are tracking all OER adoptions of 15 community colleges. And as of fall 2017, I believe we have saved our students $3.1 million in textbook costs. Last year, we did a very successful Michigan OER Summit where we had Robin DeRosa as our keynote speaker, and it was really well attended. Open not just for community colleges, but also our colleagues from four-year colleges came. And so for Badenoch Community College, I believe Joe Mold is here. They are on track to have their OER associate degree pathway completed.
Yes,
and I think they completed it already in fall 2017. So doing that through the Achieving the Dream. And for LCC, I am overseeing our OER project here. The big thing that happened just last fall was the $500,000 allocation that our administration made available for our faculty to support our faculty to use OER, essentially to scale the use of OER across our high enrollment courses. And we are now on our second round, and we really have had a really good application turnout from our faculty. We are also signing up with Lumen Learning to help us, in particular our math folks, use OER. And we're also doing a professional development day. So kind of like a summit, and I have invited Chris Gilliard from Macomb Community College, and also Alexis Clifton from SUNY OER has said yes. So that'll be on May 9, in time for our professional development days for our faculty.
You're gonna live stream that, right, Regina?
I don't know. So I hope so.
I just joking.
So, and then for our for Northwestern Michigan College, Tina Ulrich is here too. Yay, all of us are complete, all the Michigan delegation. So they're doing very well there too. They have saved like $657,000, and they have 40 faculty teaching 29 courses using OER. And 2018, they're gonna be focusing on their math faculty and their math courses to use OER. So thank you, everyone.
Regina, do you want to speak about Open Ed Week?
Oh, yes. I didn't know. Yes, so just a reminder, the Open Ed Week is going to be the week of, well, it's going to be spring break for us here in Michigan. It's going to be the week of March 5 to 9. There's some showcase webinars that we're going to be doing. I believe it's going to happen from 12 noon to 5 p.m. Eastern. There's a sign up there in the bit.ly link. And it's just basically each school's member schools will talk about their projects in 30-minute slots. So you can come as you go depending on your availability. So
thank you for that, Regina. And I sort of surprised Regina by putting this in her slide, so I apologize for that.
Yes.
This is an opportunity for you to create awareness on your campus. And quite a few of you did this last year, and maybe somebody can share that blog posting that we did on what folks did about Open Ed Week last year. For instance, Meredith Moore from Mitchell College, who we met a little bit earlier, did some very creative stuff, and that's how we actually got connected, because she had registered on the Open Ed site. So it's an opportunity for you to showcase your work to the world, or to CCCOER for sure, but to people participate in this around the world. And also it's an opportunity to create awareness. There's posters and things you can download. You can point people at the webinars. You can plan brown bag lunches around this. Many of our colleges have done some really exciting stuff and used this. All right. And Regina, you've got a couple more slides.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Okay, so for our colleagues at SUNY, let me see. Oh, yes, as you know, they have received the $4 million funding, and let me see, this is my first time reading it, I'm sorry. And they have about 56,000 SUNY students that will take at least one OER supported class this academic year. And together they've saved $6.5 million. So that is really big. Congratulations to the SUNY OER team.
Thank you, Regina. And we do have a webinar next week with Monroe Community College, which is
Yes.
one of the SUNYs. Yeah. And so this is your final slide, Regina, as our professional development.
Yes, so watch out for our upcoming webinars for the spring semester. It always happens on a Wednesday, 11 a.m. Pacific, 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Next week, we'll have, like what Una said, our colleagues from Monroe College. That's Mark McBride, right?
He used to be there. Now he's at the system
Oh,
office.
yeah. Okay. So from Monroe College. And then February 21, that'll be textbook affordability student survey findings with Boyoung Che of Washington, the State Board of Washington. She's going to present her latest survey findings from the study she had just done. And then March 7 would be our celebration of our Open Ed Week, where we'll have OER degrees showcases. So please come and register.
I'm sorry, I apologize for that.
Yeah.
Did you want to mention so we also have webinars in April, May, and June.
Yes, April, May, and June. So our last webinar for the spring semester will be in June. So if you can attend all, that would be great. But if you can just attend a few, it really is a good way for us to not just learn from the people who are presenting, but also talking and networking with each other, learning about what is happening in our respective schools. So
thank you, Regina, for sharing. And I just wanted to mention one other thing. Please do share these links with all of your colleagues. We invite everyone to come to these webinars. Some of them we don't have a complete set of speakers for. So if you would like to speak about how you're
sure. Yeah.
doing that at one of your colleges, definitely email myself or Regina and let us know.
Oh, you're fine.
School was held a little bit longer.
I was wondering, so that's all right. I was nice to meet you.
Somebody needs to mute themselves, by the way. Just FYI, we're picking up your phone.
So let's just see here.
Let me see.
Get your.
Nathan, that might well be you.
Okay.
I'm not sure, but somebody out there could mute themselves. Let's see, maybe Buddy. All right, perfect. We forget on Zoom that sometimes it all picks up what's going on. I think now I'm turning this over to James Glappa-Grossklag. James, would you like to introduce Columbus State Community College, or would you like me to do that?
No, that's great. Hey, everybody. Boy, the enthusiasm that you hear in this community is pretty amazing, isn't it? For the new folks out there, I'm so happy you can join us today and get a sense of the enthusiasm that we're all bringing to the table. So Columbus State Community College in Ohio, they're preparing to launch an internal OER grant where the library, working with instructional designers, will assist faculty in adapting, adopting, and creating OER, and faculty will receive incentives for their work. And I think one consistent approach that we see is that institutions will engage in grant initiatives or grant projects with their faculty. Additionally, the state of Ohio, another state project, has launched a textbook affordability initiative for faculty and a librarian who may be a faculty member from Columbus State, who have been selected for the first cohort of this statewide initiative to curate and develop content. Awesome. So and Ohio is going to have an OER Commons microsite. So great things happening both at the local level and at the state level in Columbus. And I'm going to bring us back to the out to the global level a bit as a current board member of the Open Education Consortium, our parent organization, and former board president there, and a fellow board member with Barbara. I'm just tickled to and honored to represent our interests, the interests of the community colleges within the larger organization. The greatest opportunity that you'll have to get a sense of the global scope and scale of the open education movement is the annual conference. The conference moves around every year. This year, it will take place in Delft, the Netherlands. The Technical University of Delft is a very highly ranked university in Europe and a long-standing, sustaining member of the Open Education Consortium. They're doing a terrific job on organizing the conference. It's going to be a really, really fun conference, I'm sure. As of this morning, there were registrants from 30 countries. I think last year we had participants from 46 countries. So it's kind of fun to go from say one session where you see some of us here, the community college folks, talking about all the great work the community colleges are doing, and then you walk to the next session and somebody from Malaysia or somebody from Afghanistan is talking about the way that open education helps move forward education and development in those countries. It's really fun. So I encourage you to go. I booked my ticket to Netherlands just last week. It was only $900 from LA, so not too bad these days. Anyways, consider that. And of course, the second best way to learn about the global scale of open education is to participate in Open Education Week. Now, moving on to the next slide. Big highlight to our friends and colleagues up in Oregon. The Open Oregon Project just published a follow-up report on their textbook costs and just amazing work going on there. Holy cow! Check out all of their documentation and this new report. And this Friday at noon Pacific time, there will be a webinar in which they're sharing the update on their work. And next, an update from the Open Education Consortium Board. Again, I'm a current board member, former president. Barbara's a current board member. Board members are elected from all over the world. It's pretty cool to interact with those folks, typically from really highly ranked research institutions. So it's kind of fun to be around the table and say, hey, we're teaching institutions. That's kind of a good place to be. At any rate, the board, like any board, exercises fiscal oversight, hires and supervises the executive director, and serves as ambassadors for the organization, helps craft strategic vision for the organization overall. And our friend and colleague and ally Barbara is finishing up her service. So there will be multiple open board seats, but there is one great opportunity for us, the community colleges, to work together to elect another community college representative. We community colleges comprise 22% of the entire membership, so we are quite a voting block. What's important, though, based on experience, is that we vote together. So the collective wisdom of CCCOER is proposing Preston, our good friend and longtime ally Preston, to replace Barbara. I do want to just recognize the service that Barbara's contributed to the organization. A few years ago, Barbara was a winner of the Educator of the Year Award, a global Educator of the Year Award, really based on her work and also recognizing the at that time arrival of the community colleges in the open education movement. And she's also been a very active member of the membership committee, reviewing membership applications from institutions all over the world. And she's also been a member of the awards committee, reviewing nominations for awarding awards to various projects around the world. So she's been a very active board member, and I'll certainly miss her, and I know the other board colleagues will miss her as well. At any rate, we do strongly suggest that we put forward collectively and in a unified manner Preston, and vote as a block. That's really important. So with that, I'm going to turn it to Preston. I hope, Preston, you knew I was going to say that about you, and would you like to say a couple of words?
Wow, thank you so much. It's really it's humbling to be put forward as a nomination from the folks at CCCOER, and I think that, well, one, I don't know that anyone can really fill Barbara's shoes. But I certainly believe very strongly in OER and the work that CCCOER has done, and the importance of the impact that community colleges have had on really growing open educational resources and open pedagogy throughout the United States. And I think that it's a very important voice that needs to be represented, particularly with looking at the membership of OEC, and nearly a quarter of the members are represented by community colleges. And I think that's very significant. And there are so many great stories and so many wonderful resources that we share among ourselves that will be very beneficial to the members of OEC. And not only that, I personally have an interest in equity and inclusion and diversity as a philosophy professor. That's something that I have very strong feelings about, and I think that we can share some wonderful things that we are doing, but also benefit from a lot of the things that other folks are doing throughout the world that are supporting open education and diversity and inclusion and equity. And I hope that I'm able to make the case for CCCOER and share what I can and bring back what I can if I'm elected. But it certainly is an honor, and I am very appreciative of the opportunity.
Thanks, Preston. Let me just say a couple more words. I neglected to say this. You know, you and I and some of the folks here have worked together as advocates of OER in the community colleges for years. But also, you're leading and have led really a large undertaking at NOVA, Northern Virginia Community College, which is one of the largest community colleges in the U.S. And also, you're, I think, a member of the steering committee of WCET. So you're familiar with large organizations and governance structures, which frankly is part of the gig on a board. So I as a fellow board member, longtime member of that organization of OEC, I welcome another colleague who has the experience in a large, complex organization. That's a good thing for our health.
Wonderful. And the only thing I would say is that, you know, Preston has been working with CCCOER for, oh gosh, I don't know how long, 7 years, maybe 6, 7 years. So he's very familiar with our organization, how we fit into OEC. And we had the pleasure of him coming to our annual conference last year in Cape Town and presenting on multiple panels at that conference. So, and he will be attending the one in Delft as well.
So we know his passport is valid, right?
It better be. Yeah, that's an important part, actually. Thank you so much, James. I know that you had to leave, so yep. Let's.
Yep, got to run. Thanks, everybody. Bye-bye.
Quill, do you want to pick up these last two, or shall I pick it up and then turn it over to Kiri and you finish it out?
I think you should do it.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks to Bill Hemming from Bucks County Community College, who shared some of the work that they're doing there. And I think many of you heard Bill's wonderful webinar that we had last September, where he talked about this 2-year initiative that's been going on for the last 2 years. And they're now in their final semester of that initiative, and they've saved students over 100,000. And they're going to have an Open Educational Resources Institute planned for June of 2018, in which faculty participants will learn how to redesign courses without commercial textbooks. Very exciting. And maybe there'll be other colleges in Pennsylvania invited, but it sounds like it might be you guys are running it for the first time at Bucks County. And they're looking to get some funding in place next fiscal year to continue to provide stipends to faculty, and are looking out into the future for a full C degree. So thanks for sharing that, Bill, and for that great work. I wanted to mention to you that the OEC annual invoices generally come out the end of January, and I'm not positive if they've been sent out yet, but you will see them in the next week or so. Our annual fee went up to $650, which is about a 20% increase. It was our first increase since 2014. We hope that you feel that is continues to provide value to you. It helps us to continue to support the work, and you should be receiving that shortly. So thank you for paying attention to that and helping us out. Houston Community College, wow. Carrie, do you want to take this one on, or would you like me to speak to it?
I can take it, Una.
Okay, wonderful. So Carrie is our VP of the website. Yeah.
Thanks, Una. So the next update comes from Houston Community College, who has launched 2 Z degree programs, one for their associate's degree in business administration and one for an associate's degree in multidisciplinary studies. They are currently this semester running 55 zero textbook cost course sections at 2 campuses this spring, and they'll be expanding those offerings even further in the fall. You can go ahead to the next slide, Una.
Okay, and I did want to say thanks to Nathan Smith from Houston Community College who provided that update.
Yeah, thank you. So next I just wanted to talk about how you can become more involved in the CCCOER community. One of those ways is to submit case studies. We have some templates for the submission of those, one for just general OER adoption and then one for OER degree programs. So please consider submitting those case studies. The templates are designed to make the process simple for you, but they're really beneficial to schools just getting started on the process to see how these projects are being implemented at other institutions. You can also suggest blog post ideas. We have a Google form for that. We've gotten some great ideas already, but we're always looking for more. So whether it's just a topic you'd like to see discussed on the blog, or whether it's a blog post idea that you're interested in contributing to yourself, those ideas are welcome. We also maintain a spreadsheet of upcoming Open Ed conferences on the website. So those include information about the dates, locations, links for more information, and also the presentation proposal deadlines for those conferences. So if you're looking to submit some presentation proposals for OER conferences in the upcoming year, that's a great place to check. And if you ever see Open Ed conferences that are included, please let us know about those as well so we can add them. But it is a pretty comprehensive list. And you can also suggest webinar speakers. We know that the CCCOER community has a lot of diverse interests within the realm of open education, and we're always interested to hear about who can speak to those in our upcoming webinars. So thanks, Quill, for sharing the links to those, and we look forward to your submissions.
Great, thank you so much, Carrie. And Carrie is the one who does a lot of the work behind this. She updates that conference spreadsheet for us on a regular basis. So, and it's a wonderful resource. Thank you, Carrie.
Thank you.
All right, Quill, I think you get to finish it out here, unless, Carrie, were you doing one more?
I can, but I didn't prepare this one.
Okay, we'll go ahead and turn it over to Quill since she's got a close relationship with Tacoma.
I can do this one. So Tacoma Community College is progressing in their work in OER. In last school year, you can see their savings to students there. They are using OER to increase their educational offerings at the Federal Correction Facility for women in Washington State. And they did this really cool data pull recently where they found out that students in OER courses are completing credits at a faster rate at their institution. And I hope that they formalize that report sometime soon because it's a very interesting data. All right, thanks. And we want to give a congratulations to our colleague, Dr. Lisa Young. She has been our Vice President of Outreach, and she's taking a sabbatical, which is really exciting. So in the 2018-19 year, she'll be looking at OER analytics, which is very exciting. And also it's very cool that Lisa's going to expand her work. So this is very cool. And another shout out to Nicollet College in Wisconsin. They just finished their first semester with OER. And it looks like they had 16 courses with 12 faculty. That's amazing. And they'll be expanding that project in 2018. So congratulations and thank you for your work and joining us here. This is where I get to make a plea for support. The CCCOER Executive Council is always looking for people who want to be participants. With Lisa leaving on sabbatical and some other changes, we do need volunteers. If you are at all interested, we are a small but mighty team that supports all of the work that CCCOER does. We do advising on what we think you folks want to know more about. We help to bring the programs together, and we would love to have you join us. So please get in touch with myself or Una, and I will put my email address in the chat window as soon as I'm done chatting. So our February 7th webinar, as mentioned before, is coming up next week. It will be Wednesday at 11 Pacific. Sorry, I'm sitting in Tacoma. So come learn about OER initiatives at SUNY's Monroe Community College. We would love to see you there. Okay. And this would be a chance, well, okay, we've gone over our hour, but we will stick around to hear about what's going on in your world or any discussions or ideas that you'd like to bring up. Una, did we have any more announcements?
I think that was it. I just wanted to say thank you everyone for coming and for sharing. I know a lot of you have to take off now, but 2018 sounds like such an exciting year for all of our members, and we're really looking forward to working with you and supporting you. And if anyone came in a little late to the meeting and would like to do a brief intro, please feel free to do that.
Please also consider, really, we have a great team. We do fun work together.